A psychological contrast. No one would have picked Andre Agassi to win Wimbledon last year, and no one gave him a chance to repeat the accomplishment this year. But he is confounding the experts again. While the #1 ranked and #1 seeded Sampras labors to fulfill so far unfulfilled expectations. Agassi's baseline game is supposed to leave him stark naked on grass, but his near-comical new serve has given him much to celebrate, while Sampras has dutifully followed the serve and volley formula regarded as the only avenue toward a title here. Grass court traditionalists, purists, may retch at the thought of having to stomach another Agassi triumph. But the young fans who run for standing room tickets each day are here to see Andre. And they dream of continuing the love-in that so unexpectedly began here a year ago.
So Sampras, the shoulder injury, which I'm told by my medical friends is called the subscapularis muscle, is what is damaged on the right shoulder, and Bill Norris, the trainer, was telling me it's when he brings the elbow back at the start of his serving action that he'll be getting pain. But the actual throwing action of the serve shouldn't pain him at all, so it is, if he's got to live through the pain, for which he's having physiotherapy and tablets that reduce swelling. Well, Bill, they've met 7 times before. 3 times on clay, Agassi has won. Once he's won indoors, though Sampras has had 2 wins indoors. And this is the first meeting on grass. What difference will that make?
Well, I think it's obvious that it's going to suit Sampras because it's absolutely right grass for his game. And it's noticeable that the only time Sampras has won, the 3 times he's won, have been on carpet, which is fast, hard, which is fairly fast, or can be fairly fast, and carpet again. So always on the slower surfaces, clay 3 times, and once on carpet, Agassi has won. So I don't think that really applies to this match at all. They both won 1 tournament on grass. There's the umpire, Jay Snyder, from the United States. 2 American players, 1 American umpire.
So it could not be a more perfect day, really. It's beautifully warm. In fact, hot at 90 degrees in the sun. But that is something that the players will relish, because every player will tell you that the cold is the worst enemy of any athlete. The muscles don't feel loose and blood doesn't seem to flow as well. And they'll be going through those last nervous moments before the start of any match. The little sip of water, the toweling down once more on the sweaty palm, the adrenaline already pumping. And I think the fans here today are going to play an important part in this. Andre Agassi developed a love affair with Wimbledon 2 years ago when he reached the quarter-final, losing in 5 injured to Wheaton. And here it is.
Agassi to serve.
Who will open this quarter-final.
Love 15. Love 30.
Well, there's a face
15-30.
you'll also recognise on the right there, John McEnroe, working this year for NBC, so he, of course, is the man who many people thought would become Agassi's mentor and coach. It hasn't actually happened yet.
All.
If it comes to a battle of baseline tennis, then you'd expect Agassi probably to prevail. But as I say, it's so difficult to decide just how this match is going to develop. It'll be fascinating to watch.
40-30. Game, Agassi. 15 love. 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 For serve. Game, Sampras. One game all.
Well, I think that answered quite a lot of questions. Two aces, lovely flowing service action, not going for blinding pace, certainly not in these early stages before the shoulder's really warm, but not necessary if you time it as well as that. 1-1.
Late call. Late call. It's a fault.
Late call of fault, which Agassi apparently didn't hear.
Out. 15 love.
Well, this is not going to encourage Andre Agassi to attack the net. It wasn't deep enough.
$15-30.
Very relaxed, Sampras. And crowding in to receive the second serve.
(15-40).
And by contrast, Agassi here looking just a little bit tense still.
(30-40).
Very heavy kick on that second serve, perhaps assisted by the court slightly.
Deuce.
So the first sort of mini crisis has been survived. In a match as close as this, it is often just 2 or 3 key points that turn it.
Advantage Sampras. Game, Sampras. Sampras leads 2-1.
Game 4 of the first set on center court already. Andre Agassi is a service break down to Pete Sampras after a double fault on the third break point in the third game. So now Sampras will try to extend that initiative as he serves in the near court.
Love 15. (15-all).
That was classic serve volley tennis on the grass there.
30-15.
Good first serve, came in well, punched the backhand volley.
How do you rank Sampras as a volleyer, John?
I think his backhand volley is very, very good. Forehand volley, a little bit more suspect, but overall, very, very good.
There's really nothing anywhere in Sampras's game that you identify as a weakness.
No, I would say the only slight weakness would be that he has his backswing on his forehand maybe a little bit too big, but Tim Gullickson's been really working with him to shorten that swing, and I think he's certainly improved it.
Game, Sampras.
Another easy service game for Sampras. So he solidifies the
Sampras leads 3 games to 1.
working advantage that was given to him by the service break in Game 3. It is 3-1 Pete. Andre looking much more serious and taciturn almost than has been the case in his previous matches.
Well, he's looking a lot more rushed than he has been in his previous matches. Sampras is putting a lot of pressure on him.
Vestiges of Sampras's old baseline game, the way he played before he converted to serve volley tennis. It'll be interesting to see if that benefits him as the match progresses.
15-all.
Well, I think the thing about Sampras is that he feels like he doesn't have to rush. He doesn't have to charge in on every ball. He's confident to take his time, come in on the right approach shot. This was actually a good point. He came in, Sampras did an early lob there. He flicked the ball, turned around. Sampras here had a chance on the next backhand, but missed it into an open court.
(40-15). (40-30).
You see there, Andre Agassi did not set up well. He was rushed, didn't prepare early enough, and missed the ball in the top of the net.
Identical to another earlier forehand on which he did the same thing.
And I think he's a little bit surprised at the pace of Pete Sampras' ground strokes at the moment.
Of course, they've played 7 previous times, and Andre has been winning recently. Playing on grass is a whole different trip. Climbing the ladder. Net cord, very good to Pete Sampras on that point.
Advantage Sampras.
Now a chance for Sampras to go up 2 service breaks in the first set. Pete up 3-1, already has a break in hand.
Game, Sampras.
Well, we told you about Pete Sampras' shoulder and the questions about it. Here's Larry Merchant with more.
After 10 days of therapy, angst, and tennis, Pete Sampras is back to day 1 with his shoulder injury. Can he play? Can he shoot his big gun, the serve? Following 3 easy matches, Sampras' inflamed shoulder flared up in the final set, a tense tiebreaker of his 4th match. An hour before the quarterfinals today, Sampras appeared tentative as he tested the injured wing. He said it felt good, but admitted that he hadn't been able to cut loose. Trainer Bill Norris had this gloomy assessment.
He's probably going at about 65% effectiveness. It's when he gets up ready to serve about in this position and he starts feeling it. Anything like this, when he comes back right about that point, that's what hurts him.
Pete Sampras has said repeatedly that his greatest goal is to win Wimbledon. Sometime today, during the match, he'll have to decide whether that goal is achievable this year or whether he'll have to come back to fight another day.
And while Bill Norris, the ATP trainer, was making that comment about Sampras' shoulder, you, John Lloyd, said,
well, if he's only serving or playing at 65% capabilities, I would hate to see what he's like when he's 100%. So on the evidence so far, he looks to me like he's at 100%.
Pete Sampras up 2 service breaks against an apparently fidgety Andre Agassi early on. It's 4-1 Sampras.
15 love.
In addition to the shoulder problem, Pete has had, early in his career, 2 hip injuries in 1990, a ruptured right calf muscle in 1991, a bout with shin splints, which comes and goes from time to time, shoulder problems in both 92 and 93, and he has expressed some anxiety about his inability to rid himself completely of injuries.
30 love.
But his ranking is healthy at #1. His seeding is the healthiest here, #1.
There's 3 aces for Pete Sampras already. Andre Agassi only 1.
First serve.
Precedent is bad for #1 seeds here. No top-seeded man has won here at Wimbledon since John McEnroe in 1984.
Took his eye off that volley. He had the open court there and just seemed to look away and didn't concentrate.
You told us that the forehand volley is a little bit more suspect than the backhand.
A little bit more, but not a weakness, but not as strong as his backhand volley. Well, net points won there from Pete Sampras, 8 out of 10. Agassi, 3 of 5. That's very good for Sampras.
And there's the Agassi trademark. A cracking cross-court forehand for a winner. Could loosen him up a little.
Yes. This is a pretty good volley from Sampras, too. Look how low that... See, Agassi is one of the only players that could whip that ball like that. He's got such good racket head acceleration.
Few of us who saw the running forehand around the post against Richard Krajicek at a critical stage of that match the other day will ever forget it.
Time violation warning, Mr. Sampras.
Maybe the greatest single shot of this tournament so far, and there's a time warning violation against Pete Sampras, taking a lot of time on his serve, John.
Didn't seem to worry him, though. He didn't even look up at the umpire and say anything. He just carried on with the next point. Andre Agassi is one of the quickest players out on the court, and maybe that is one of Pete Sampras' plan, to take his time, play at his pace and not Agassi's.
Game Sampras.
Sampras unruffled by the warning from chair umpire Jay Snyder of the United States. Wraps up another relatively easy service game. Still to come in our HBO match coverage from Wimbledon, American Jim Courier against Todd Martin of the United States in another quarterfinal match as you look at Nick Bollettieri, Philip Agassi, and Barbara Streisand all seated together in the player's box.
Love 15.
They didn't look too happy there, all 3 of them. Well, not much to be happy about so far. Pete Sampras is dominating in every department of the game.
Sampras up 2 service breaks, 5-1, and closing in on an easy first set conquest of Agassi.
First serve. Love 30. $15.30. $15.40.
Well, a lot of this is Sampras as we reach double set point for Sampras and a chance for the third service break of the set. But John Lloyd, Andre just doesn't look like a very confident player.
No, he's being forced and he's making too many errors.
$30.40.
Bites off the first set point. Still another to come.
Deuce.
So the first set execution is postponed, at least for the moment.
Good volley from Agassi. Coming in a little bit more, though, but Sampras has hit a couple of very short returns. Here we go. See, just pushed that one and didn't do anything with it. Enabled Agassi to come in on the approach shot and had an easy volley into the open court. Just dropped it. Good hands.
First serve.
When he gets his chances from the forehand side, Andre is not averse to following his ground strokes to the net. He can push you back that far.
Deuce.
He knew that one was gone as soon as he struck it.
Good point from Agassi here. He moved Pete Sampras around the court. Sampras again a little bit short with his first ground stroke, which enabled Agassi to get ahead in the point.
Game, Agassi.
So Andre holds serve after having been broken 2 consecutive times. And after
Sampras
having
leads
helped
5 games to
Sampras
2.
to double set point, Andre settled down a little bit there. There are the numbers as Pete Sampras prepares to serve for the first set
Please.
against Andre Agassi. On the strength of 2 service breaks, Sampras leads 5-2. It's been a festival of unforced errors early for Agassi. He settled his ground strokes down in the last game.
$15 love.
Sampras going to net effectively behind the second serve.
Very good second serve. Good depth on that one. Set himself up for the nice little drop volley.
What does Pete try to accomplish on the second serve?
Well, when you play against Agassi, you have to hit it very deep.
15 all.
Little gamble there on the second serve, and Sampras surrenders a double fault. So he'll gamble a little more on the second serve against Andre than he would against another opponent.
Yes, because he's playing against the best returner of the serve.
Oh! 30-15.
That was a spinning kicker there.
But his serve looks fine to me today. He looks very relaxed. Good speed on the first. Doesn't seem to be having any problems with the shoulder at all.
(40-15).
And once again, we get to double set point for Pete Sampras. No better way to punctuate a dominant first set by one of the great serve volley players in tennis, Pete Sampras. Grass court natural.
So in just over half an hour, Sampras takes that opening set, playing well within himself, finishing it with his third ace.
Second set, Agassi to serve. Quiet, please.
And at the moment, it's all Sampras, fourth ace rather, not third.
15 love.
Well, this is more like it. Sampras trying a tactic which might have worked, but nowhere near working, because for once Agassi got the final shot in.
(40 love).
Well played.
Agassi. Agassi wins the first game, second set.
But can he read the serve of Sampras?
(15 love). First serve. Oh! 15 all. (30-15).
It's such a good slider, that one, because you can't pick it with the way the ball is tossed. You can't see that it's likely to come. It's just the wrist at the last minute.
40-15.
Well, at last, Agassi gets a clean winner off the Sampras serve. Sampras coming forward that time had no room or time to intercept.
Game, Sampras.
Yes, very deep serve.
1 game all.
And really, he hasn't looked like being threatened on his serve, Pete Sampras. Lost 4 points on his serve in the first set.
Love. All.
The worrying thing from Agassi's point of view is that the bread and butter shots are simply not working. Yes, that's a fine rally by Sampras. The looping drive really rather hurting the timing of Agassi. He was into a rhythm up to that moment in the rally. Good change.
All.
There was another one. Rather a slow, loopy ball that bounced high, head high. So there's a break point in this very early stage of the second set.
Deuce. Advantage, Agassi.
Clearly, Sampras has decided to give Agassi no pace on which he thrives. And it seems to be troubling the champion.
First serve. Game, Agassi. Agassi leads 2-1. Love 15. Love 30.
Now, there are signs here. The topspin lob in the last point and that shot, very accurate. But Agassi is beginning to find his form off the ground. He must soon.
$15-30. $30-all.
Now, this wasn't easy, and yet it's a thing that Agassi manages to do all the time. He doesn't really have to change his right hand on the grip, because the left hand can do the change of racket face for him. So in that sense, he's lucky, and he has great control on that shot. Break point.
Deuce.
With his 7th ace today.
Advantage Sampras.
And this is the first game in which Sampras has been taken to deuce on serve.
Game, Sampras. Two games all.
Most impressive serving, that really. Saving the break point with the ace, and two good, heavy first serves to save the day. 2-all.
Love 15. $15-all.
15 all.
(30-15).
So 2 aces now from Agassi. He served 1 in the first game of the match. Signs that he's beginning just to find something like more normal form.
All.
So an interesting situation in that, really. He had the chance to come in, but he wasn't game, which suggests that he's still just a little bit anxious about the quality of Sampras's passing shots.
(30-40).
Zu viele Fehler im Spiel von Andre Agassi. Sampras muss nur auf diese Fehler warten, den Ball im Spiel halten, den Rest besorgt Agassi für ihn. 30-40, Breakchance für den Weltranglistenersten. Und in souveräner Manier besorgt sich Pete Sampras das Break. Da stand er eben noch kurz selber davor, seinen Aufschlag abzugeben. Nun steht's 3-2 für ihn. Er hat Break vor im zweiten.
I just wonder what that means. But Sampras moving beautifully and moving Agassi around beautifully as well. That's a good stroke. Sampras has time to get back in the middle of the court. Agassi is aiming to get back in the middle and hopelessly wrong-footed.
Love 15.
Way out
15 all.
Agassi, but no Cyclops bleep and no overrule from Jay Snyder. At least 4 inches. Well, I have to say I thought it looked good.
(30-15).
And the fans desperate to see their hero come to life, because at the moment he's very subdued.
(40-15). Game, Sampras. Sampras leads 4 games to 2.
Well, what an impressive performance by the world #1. He hasn't put a foot wrong. That last serve, upping the pace a little, it hasn't been necessary thus far. He's played within himself. It suggests that the shoulder, although he was rubbing it just now, isn't paining him. Certainly not affecting his serve.
Love 15.
Well, he does have a problem sometimes from this end when the sun is in his eyes. Oh, yes.
Well, now, there have been very few moments in this match when they played well together. It's been spasmodic, mainly from Sampras, but that lovely low-diving volley might bring Agassi to life.
$15-30. $30-all.
He's played Agassi a beautiful tactical match, really. Giving so little pace to Agassi, serving beautifully with variety.
$40-30. Use.
And again, clever use of spin. Good, I think.
Advantage Sampras.
And now there's a face you'll all recognise under that cap, Boris Becker, watching the proceedings with some surprise, I suspect. Becker, who will be playing fellow German Michael Stieck next.
Game Sampras.
Everything he should on a grass court. Here's Agassi serving at breakpoint down. Staying back, getting Sampras on the move. That shot from Sampras. And then the wrong footing shot, but just brilliant. Change of pace throughout. Beautiful movement around the court. And he does it all with terrific style. The feet moving all the time. Big swing through that. And then moving very quickly, changing direction. Eye on the ball, chopping through it.
Love 15.
Well, you'll see them knock the soles of the shoes with their rackets. And of course it's of much more importance on a clay court when the clay does get embedded in the pattern of the sole and prevents you from getting a proper grip, but on grass doesn't really make much difference.
$15-all. First serve.
Oh, yes. The control here is wonderful to watch as he glides in behind the serve. He's beautifully balanced, a little check step, and now the punched volley with a little bit of fade, just coming under the ball to make it slide away. Here it is again. It's beautiful control. 30-15.
All. $40-30.
And the variety and the change of pace and direction on serve has been admirable today. It really has. He hasn't been able to read it at all. Here is the first set point.
Game and second set, Sampras 6-2. Ball change.
So delight in the...
Sampras leads by 2-0.
In the front row of the players' box, but gloom in the back row for the Agassi supporters. There they are, among them Barbara Streisand. Well now, we've seen him do some extraordinary things in the past, but he's going to have his work cut out today as he serves with the new balls against a man who's playing quite superbly.
Third set, Agassi to serve. Quiet, please. $15. 15 all.
Well, I think when you see Agassi start to play drop shots, you know there are problems.
$30-15.
Oh, that's beautiful touch.
Well, everything Sampras is doing is pure gold. He's hardly made a mistake, and that's exactly the right shot. Heavy topspin, hooking the ball across.
$40-30.
Well, I wonder what Boris Becker thinks of all this, sitting there impassively.
First game, third set.
Early in the third set, Andre Agassi held serve in the first game of the set. Pete Sampras, who had 2 service breaks in the first set and 2 service breaks in the second, is up 6-2, 6-2. Andre Agassi, in his long career, professional since he was 16, has never once come from down 2 sets to love and come back to win a match.
Love 15.
Well, here he gets round this, and it's a good forehand down the line. Hasn't done that too many times today, and that serve was a little bit short.
That's what we thought we might see a lot more of.
Love 30.
And you have a powerful sense that Andre Agassi must seize this opportunity.
This is about the only opportunity he's really had in the match. He has to take this one.
Triple break point. Sampras has not been broken in the match.
Well, Pete Sampras has broken 4 out of 9. Andre Agassi 0 out of 1. Interesting, he's only had 1 break point chance.
That was early in the second set.
$15.40.
That's what happened on the last break point, too.
Now Sampras has got 11 aces.
And they've been well timed.
$30.40.
Agassi breaks through. Sampras missing with the backhand down the line. Barbara Streisand and Philip Agassi stand to applaud as Andre has his first glimmer of light on what has so far been a dark day.
Well, he needed that break early on the set really badly. Took advantage of a couple of short second serves, but that last
Agassi
return
leads 2 games to life.
was the old Agassi, which we haven't seen so far this match.
Second time in the entire tournament that Sampras has had his serve broken. The first was by Neil Borwick of Australia back in the first round. Crowd on center court overwhelmingly in Andre's favor. Of course, by this time, Sampras is used to that. He was booed mercilessly throughout his match the other day with Andrew Foster of Great Britain on court 14.
A couple of little errors creeping into Pete Sampras' game now. Maybe has taken this match a little bit lightly after winning the first 2 sets so comfortably, and it's relaxed a little bit. He needs to get back on track right away.
You told us, John, if there would be danger, it would be in the early games of this set. And after a period of cloud cover, bright sunlight breaks through again on center court.
$40.15.
A lot of those forehand cross-court winners today. Very confident of that shot.
Taking a page from Andre's book.
Yeah, good short angle.
That time couldn't quite reach it, so Andre holds serve. And Agassi solidifies his advantage early in the third set. It is 3-love Agassi in the third. Sampras won the first 2 sets, 6-2 and 6-2. So Andre's got a big mountain to climb. This is how Agassi looked when this photograph appeared in the tabloid newspapers on the first day of the tournament. I agree with you. I think he's lost a few pounds, but I think he's still over what would be his optimum playing weight. Andre working with a service break advantage in the third set as he tries to climb back into this thing.
Did well to get that ball.
And Sampras will play no part in the showmanship and the crowd pleasing. He simply wants to go on to the next point.
Now here he got that volley out. And look at the way he got after that one early. But Sampras covered it, put it into the open court.
40-love. Good gets on both sides of the net. And an ace for Sampras as we watch the replay. So it's 40-love. Game. Sampras. Easy service game for Sampras, so he gets on the board in the third set. But it remains 3-1 Agassi in the third. Andre working with a service break advantage. Sampras up 2 sets to love.
Quiet, please. Thank you.
Love. Andre offering a half apology to Sampras for the gift point.
No. 15-all.
Well, that's one of the shots that Agassi's been hitting so well this first week, that backhand down the line. Didn't get set up early enough for that one, and not a very good error.
30-15.
Sampras not thrilled with the line call.
He rushed on that forehand. Sampras hit short there with a lot of spin, kept the ball low, and Agassi tried to rush into the net, didn't take his time, and missed a relatively easy forehand.
The high backhand volley down. So Andre holds serve again. Stretches his margin to 4-1. and begins to think in terms of winning the third set.
Third set.
Were really terrible to him, and I think he was quite right to show some reaction to them. I don't blame Pete Sampras in that incident at all.
Sixth game, third set. Agassi up a service break in this set, down 2 sets to love as Sampras serves in the far court.
30 love. Love.
When he gets that first serve in, Andre Agassi does not know what to do with it. He just can't seem to get enough returns low enough to worry Sampras. Sampras is having a lot of easy volleys.
Game Sampras.
Love service game for Sampras.
Agassi leads 4 games to 2.
What's most important to Agassi at this point, of course, is to hold serve, working with the break advantage in the third set. Down 6-2, 6-2, and Andre hoping that there's still a long way to go. He's finding the range much more frequently on his ground strokes now than was the case in the first 2 sets.
That was a good tactic there. He snuck in behind the first serve and serve volleyed, which he hasn't done before, and got away with a high return of serve from Pete Sampras. Sampras was not expecting him to come in behind that serve.
Indeed, because Andre is so reluctant to serve and volley, Sampras much of the time has simply been interested in getting the ball back and getting it in play, rather than trying to do anything, even with Andre's second serve.
Yes, he has not approached the net off his second serve, Andre Agassi's second serve, as much as I thought today, Sampras. He's been content just to stroke the ball back and wait till he gets an easier opportunity.
And because Andre has made so many unforced errors, the strategy has worked for Pete.
He sets us up. That was one of the best forehands he's hit in the match because he got Sampras out of position, which gave him the easy forehand volley. He needed that point after the 2 ones he played before.
Deuce.
Well, that's been the problem so far. Every time he's managed to string a couple of points together, he seems to then go out and play a sort of a shaky shot.
Helpfully, to those of us who are doing commentary, Andre often tells us when he's made an error before the ball lands.
Advantage, Agassi.
So Andre holds serve and gets to within 1 game of taking the second set and narrowing the margin to 2 sets to 1.
Agassi leads 5 games to 2.
The third set, I should say. Pete Sampras serving to stay alive in the third set.
15 love.
At least a few of the center court faithful are rooting for Sampras.
or being polite to him. Interesting choice.
Yeah, I think he did an out ball there. But he was pretty confident. He knew that if he just got into the open court, Agassi was way far back the other side to cause him any problems.
Forty love. .40-15.
The second serve was not too bad, but Agassi takes it early. It seems to be the only time he's winning any points is on Pete Sampras' second serve. The first serve, he's had very little success.
Game Sampras.
So Sampras holds, but remains down a service break, and now Andre Agassi will serve for the third set.
3.
Pete Sampras there beat Andre Agassi at his own game. Ground stroke rally. Pete Sampras came out on top.
All.
You may have heard a fan before that last point yelling, "Go Barbara." And if Andre can't hold on to this service break and win this set, she will be free to go.
30-15.
2 serve and volley points in a row for Andre Agassi. Surprising tactics, but I think Sampras was not expecting him to come in.
Well, as you said before, he's got to give Sampras a different look.
.40-15.
2 set points for Andre Agassi. Pete Sampras had reeled off 14 consecutive sets in the tournament to this moment.
.40-30.
1 set point left. So Sampras's 14-match win streak is halted, and Agassi has a shaft of light. Still down 2 sets to 1.